Hello everyone, it's Karina. For today's video, I'm going to be doing days 1 through 3, including my prompts page for my December daily, and I have my pictures printed out already. I use my Canon selfie. So normally what I like to do with my December dailies is journal every day the events that I did, and if there's nothing that I did that day or there's not really much that I can journal about, I like to use a prompt. And I found this list on Pinterest that I really liked, and I like how it's not numbered, so that would make it easier for me to just pick and choose what I want to journal about. And I think later on, once I'm finished, I am gonna add the page numbers. That way, if you wanted to see what I did for something sweet, it'll show which number you can turn to. And yeah, that's what my plans are so far. But yeah, let's get on to the process video. I chose this really pretty wood grain paper to use as my background. So I'm just going to use my cover as a guide and use my pen to draw on the little circles. That way I know where to use my hole punch. And I'm going to put the adhesive on the back of my paper and place it right on top of the back of my cover. And then I'm just going to glue on these enforcers. And I'm just gonna cut my paper to size so I can fit it on top of my layout. So I thought my page looked a little plain, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a border with some cardstock paper. And I really love this mint green color, but I didn't think it went well with my page. And I was going through one of the papers from the paper collection to see if I wanted to use one of them as my border, but I decided not to. I wanted to use a darker shade of pink or like a darker color, so I decided to go with this pink cardstock. And I thought it looks pretty well with the paper that I'm using, so I'm gonna use this. So I went ahead and printed another of my prompt pages out because I thought it was a little too wide, so I did reprint it again. I'll probably just save this or use it as scrap paper, that way I don't waste it. And here is the new one I printed. As you can see, it's a little less wide, so we'll see if we can work with this. So I'm just gonna cut it again, and then I also typed down here hello December. I'm gonna glue it right on top of here, that way it has like some type of title, I guess. So here I'm just making sure I'm cutting it down to the same size as the size of my prompts. That way it has like some type of title, I guess. So it was just a tad bit longer, so I just cut it down with my scissors, because if I were to use my trimmer, it would just distress the edges. I really need to get a new trimmer, but I had that one since I want to say 2013, so it's been so long. And yeah, she's a real one. But you know, she still does the job. She cuts perfect with cardstock, but if it's like a thin piece of paper, it's over. But yeah, anyways, I'm just making sure that my two pieces of paper are aligned evenly so I can have a perfect cut, and I just want to make sure that they are the same size. So I was just showing you here that I decided to sew my papers. I just love the way it looks. So I thought this page looked cute as is, but I wanted to add just a little like ephemera or something like that that I can fit onto my page. So I'm just going through the paper collection to see what I can find. So I went with this Santa hat, and I'm just gonna put it on top of my Hello December sentiment up there. And right at the bottom, I used a cardstock sticker. It has like these two little houses and some Christmas trees. And I'm just gonna finish it off with some enamel dots. So for my day one, I'm gonna be using a prompt, and I decided to use the playlist one, and it was just perfect because every year Spotify shows you your year in review, which basically just tells you your top artists that you've been listening to, top songs, how many minutes, and what genre you like the most, and just a bunch of cool little facts about your music. And yeah, I thought it would be perfect for this prompt. And my top artist is Rye, which I definitely recommend you guys listen to. They are my absolute favorite artist at the moment and has been for a while now. And then I have Nicki Minaj, Eminem, Chromeo, and Ditto. So quickly, what I did off camera, I printed out my title for my page, which just says my playlist. And I'm just trimming off the access. Since I normally don't like adding my journaling on top of my scrapbook layouts, I decided to use a glassine bag. That way I can just do my journaling and then tuck it inside there. And for my border, because I love the way it looks, I decided to use this pink cardstock again for my title. I found this pretty paper from the paper collection, which has like music notes with the gold foil, and I really wanted to use this on my layout, but I couldn't really find a good place for it. So I found something similar. I'm using this cut apart, and it does have the music notes on it. I'm just gonna use that as a layering piece for my picture, and I'm just gonna trim it down a little bit. So I was really trying to make my title work with my layout, but I kept moving it around and trying to use some ephemera, but I just didn't like the way it looked, so I ditched that. So I found some thickers that I thought would look well with my layout. These ones are by Dear Lizzie, and it is called Fantastic. They're these foam letter stickers, and I really love the font style to these, so I'm going to be using this instead. And now that I got my title, I can finally start decorating my page. I'm going to be using this tree, and this is a metal die that I got from AliExpress a while back, and I wanted to use this cute little snowman as well, so I'm just going to layer that right on top. And then I'm going to be placing these snowflakes in random spots of my page. And I think I used a Tim Holtz die for the snowflakes. I found these hearts that I'm going to be using in random spots as well. And per usual, I'm going to be using some enamel dots to finish my page, and I'm just going to place those two on opposite ends, and I am finished with this layout. So on this day, I did receive some happy mail from my pen pal LACEY, and I really wanted to document that because it's special to me. And since my picture already has a white border around it, I decided to keep that and just cut it down to my liking. And since this picture is pretty much the size of my scrapbook album, I'm gonna keep the decorating down to a minimum and keep it simple. And per usual, I'm gonna be using a glassine bag, that way I can journal about my day and just tuck it inside there. So I'm going to title this layout Happy Mail, and to do that I'm going to be using my punch from We Are Memory Keepers, and I'm just going to use the letters that I need and place it inside my punch like so. And I'm going to be using this pink cardstock that I've been using throughout my layouts. So I didn't want my title to be longer than my scrapbook layout, so I did have to separate the words, though that way I can cut it in the middle. So I really love how this looks, but I want to have a background paper underneath my title. That way you can see it a little more, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna use this paper from the collection and just glue it right on top and then just cut it out. That this glassine bag that I was originally going to use is too wide and too long, so I found another one more perfect to size. So I'm going to be using this. It was a little long, so I'm just going to cut it a little bit. And you can see my trimmer, it's doing its thing. It's trying, but we got it. We just got to fix it with some scissors. And I'm going to adhere my picture right on top of the glassine bag. And now it's ready to be adhered to my actual background. I just need to do the hole punches again, and I decided to use the enforcers again. I was like, you know what, this looks cute, so I'm gonna put it over my picture. So for my title, I'm gonna make the words a little slanted, and I just love the way that looks. I forgot to share that I did sew my title as well, as you can see. So I'm just gonna tape that right on and then add the hearts. And we are done with page number 2. So for day number 3, I'm just gonna call this page Puppuccino. On this day, I did take Bep with me to take my sister to work, and I was really craving an iced coffee, you know, the usual for me. So I went to Dutch Bros, and the guy who took my order was so sweet. So I didn't even know they do puppuccinos at Dutch Bros. I knew it was like a Starbucks thing, but this was the first time I was offered if I wanted to get him one, and I was like, sure, why not? Since they usually just give him the cookie. So I just took a picture of our drinks because they looked so cute together. So yeah, this is the pictures that I'm going to be documenting today. So this one that I'm cutting is the one of our drinks, and in the second picture I did give Muggs the whipped cream and he absolutely loved it. I thought he looked so funny licking the whipped cream. He like put his whole mouth inside the cup, and you could just see his ears, and Bep in the background just watching. So here I'm just making sure that both of my pictures are the same size. So the camera did cut out a little bit, but you guys didn't really miss much. All I did was add the background to my pictures, and I've been loving the pink border with this cardstock, so I'm just doing that here. So I have a bunch of different size glassine bags, so I found this smaller one that would fit perfect for my layout. And I'm just gonna adhere one of my pictures on top of the glassine bag. And instead of having my picture straightened, I really like how it looks slanted, so I'm definitely gonna do that with my pictures. And I'm just gonna play around with the ephemera to see if anything looks cute for my layout. So I was stuck on which picture I wanted to have on the top and then which one I wanted at the bottom, but I think I'm gonna go with this layout right here. So the reason why I'm removing my picture is because I wanted to have the glassine bag a little more towards the top of my layout. So I'm gonna just glue that on first, or adhere that on first, and then my picture second, which I wanted to have it more slanted, if that makes sense. And I accidentally ripped the bag, so I'm just adding some tape and a piece of paper so the tape doesn't adhere to my journaling once I put it inside the glassine bag. So I'm finally satisfied with the layout of my pictures. All I gotta do is decorate my page and I'll be finished with day 3. So I was thinking of using this pink glitter washi tape, but I didn't really like how it looks, so I do remove it later on in this video. You guys, I lied about being satisfied with my layout because here I am removing my picture again. I just needed to move the top picture a little more towards the top. To hide the hole punch on my picture, I'm just gonna hide it with this joy and cheer sentiment. And I thought it looked pretty cute up there. I think I wanted to put that up there anyway, but yeah, I do that. And then I'm going to be using this candy cane and adhering that right in between the two pictures. And I do apologize that I wasn't really much in frame, but all I did is add these cute little hearts, and then on the little coffee ephemera piece, I put the number 3 to show that this is page 3. And I'm using the same white foam thickers from Dear Lizzie that I used on my last page, or on my first page. And I'm just gonna finish off with some enamel dots. I've been using these ones by, I want to say, Bo Bunny. I got them last year at Tuesday morning during Valentine's Day. But yeah, that is the end of my process video. I can't wait to start on the next couple days so I could share with you guys my process. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye everyone!